Thank you very much. I am what I am, and I'm going to be the very best of what I am. And for those who don't like me confidentially, I don't give a damn. I'd like to thank you for letting me be myself.
I have standards. Like, I want to make bread, but like, there's certain brands that I wouldn't endorse. Who would you know for a fact you wouldn't endorse? You wouldn't advertise on this platform.
What you mean?
Like Aquafina, we know it's shitty water.
Fuck Aquafina. I don't know. It's a lot of shitty brands.
But is there a brand like I can sit here and say I wouldn't endorse Android, but they hand me a phone and a check, I'd be like, look at this Kit Kat feature. Look at all the new Kit features in Kit. What are they? All of their shits are named after candy.
Facts.
I think I'm gonna get that new Mac Studio. Yeah.
It's the desktop joint?
Yeah. Oh. As usual, Zach don't like our pre-pod banter.
We not allowed to have a conversation before this. Welcome back to Warm the Crib podcast. I'm Darien.
I'm Rahmonn. You're tuned in to episode 6. Yes.
Yeah. Almost
Thank you guys for coming back. Listen, special shout out to like there's certain people that like soon as the podcast come out, they send a text to me or they comment on Mason from work, Malik from work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna expose Malik because the shit was funny. No disrespect to any women. Malik was like, thank you for reminding me it was National Dishwashers Month.
Oh shit.
Sorry, Malik.
That's fucked up.
Malik's a good dude. He's a comedian, so don't cancel him.
Yeah, facts.
Just people reaching out is dope. Asia Blue reached out and we'll have her on the show soon.
Right.
We just have to talk and figure out what we're going to talk
figure
about.
Out timing and all of that.
But the support has been overwhelmingly dope and I appreciate it. And it's interesting. I know this is like your first creative endeavor, but doing creative endeavors when I talk to other people, a lot of times is weird. You'll get support from some of your circle, but you get more support from people outside of that circle.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't cost money. And I say this all the time to like dreamers, like when we want support, yes, we, diving into our pot, help with some of that.
Yeah.
But little shit, repost the fucking episode when it launches. Yeah. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help.
Exactly.
But people, and Susan reminds me all the time, you gotta stop expecting you.
Out of others.
Out of you. Yeah. I mean, out of other people, excuse me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what'll happen is like, if you decide to start doing your carpentry thing, every time you post something, I'm reposting it.
Yeah.
I'm setting a notification up because you're my guy.
Right.
That I'm going to repost it so other people can be exposed that maybe don't follow you to what you do.
Yeah.
And it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
We're all on social media hours per day.
Yeah. And your phone, face just sitting there with that light on your face consistently. And all it takes is one little tap and you can
I really want to dive in one day and really talk about like why people don't support, but that's not what we're talking about today. What are you grateful for today, sir?
I am grateful for my kids. I know I said the wife and kids before, but my kids.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my kids specifically because I grind so hard for them and like I want them to have a better life than I had and for them to actually grow up and be something. Like I'm investing all into them for them to make my name something,
right?
Our name something,
right?
So that's what I'm grateful.
That's interesting you said that because we're talking about today. I'm grateful for the support from people. I think when you do something like this, you're putting your face out there for the world, and just to have people pat you on the back and just acknowledge it. I'm grateful for everybody out there that's been supportive, and like always, I'm grateful for you guys. It's funny because we all have. You could tell our time. A day when the brain's racing.
Yeah.
Mine's early in the morning, so you wake up probably and you got like 20 messages from me.
Like, I still got to process this shit because I ain't a morning person, so it's probably be like midday where I start.
And then I have like 3 paragraphs and Darien sums up with, all right, bet.
Yeah, I respond to each thing you said, but
in one sentence.
Yeah, in one sentence.
And then Zach's late night.
Yeah.
Zach late night, he'll have his fucking blast session. Pause. Major pause.
Yeah. He said it's blast session.
Any old way.
Blast off.
Shit.
My fault.
What are you grateful for, Zach?
Business.
Zach's
that's
been
a
on
good
his
thing.
grind.
Facts.
Sharing good business tips with me. That Best Buy one was dope. Thank you.
Need a video shoot. Zachariah Films.
Facts. Love the edits last week, so that was all on Zach.
Yeah, that was all Zach.
Did not expect that until we were reviewing the video. I was the butt of both the jokes. Shout out to your wife. She left a really long comment on YouTube.
Yeah.
And my defensive ass at first was like, "Are you saying that I'm a bad person?" And then I was like, "You're reading way too much into that."
Yeah, she just.
I fucking love y'all love, bro.
Yeah,
y'all should. It's special.
It's very special, and I've always felt like it was special, but it took a lot to get here, and that's part of what we're grateful for is our journey because we stick by each other, stuck through it. We done had extremely harsh times, and we came out of it, and we just love each other, and
that's what's up. Speaking of struggle, I was thinking about how we've all had our own struggles growing up. You know, our families had struggles. Let me not assume my family has struggles. And I think from talking to you, your family has struggles. And as parents, you try and work to do things or put things in place, even if it's not monetary, just kind of lessons that you try and impart to your kids or situations you try and arrange so they don't have to do it. Like I worked since I was 13 and I didn't necessarily think my kids should have to work. You know, they should have to, you know, if they wanted to, sure. But I kind of felt the pressure that I had to work to help with the family. It was my choice. Nobody said you got to go to work, but I felt like I had to contribute. And then I wondered, does that make your kids soft, like the next generation soft?
Not really, as long as you still instill the things that you've learned. I feel like that won't make, like, if you basically just let it go on and don't correct them on the times where they're being ungrateful for the things that they should be grateful for, then it's an issue. Then that's when they get soft. Then that's when they get lax. They get spoiled, and they don't understand what hard working or what actually trying to provide and make sure you stay afloat is a good thing.
But do you think, like I make the joke at work all the time that I figure shit out because I grew up not having so much, and you know, no knock to my parents. They tried their best to provide what they could, right? And they did. But there were just still things that we didn't have. And so because of it, there's one time I wanted a football, and I was never a kid to go say I want something. Right. Because I think I was aware at a young age that what we had and didn't have and didn't want to be an additional burden. More than I already was as a child of theirs, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And so I just took an old Pepsi bottle, you know, the old school Pepsi bottles that are kind of around it, and I filled it with water, and I was just in my room tossing it up in the air. And I remember my mother said, "Please go buy this boy a football."
I mean, so I'm gonna make one.
But things like that over the summertime, we didn't, you know how other kids you would hear they would go on these vacations. We didn't go on vacations as kids often on summer. And me and my sister would do creative stuff. Like one year we wanted to put on a concert. So we rigged up my bedroom like a stage, and we used her dolls and my action figures and kind of rigged them up and played songs on recorded the songs on a cassette. And, we did stuff like that. We created a magazine one summer. So we're super creative.
Yeah.
And resourceful. And sometimes I fear just, me looking at my own children and just talking to other people around my age, even your age, closer to my age because they would have adult children, and just see in where they are and what they've accomplished thus far compared to what we had to do and accomplish thus far. So like you look at my sons, they're all in their 20s. And none of them have kids. They've broken that curse, right?
Right.
I had a kid at 20, so I had to learn to be resourceful pretty damn quick. But I often wonder, would I be less driven and irresponsible if I didn't have to take care of a family when I was so young? You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you didn't have that obligation, would you have basically took an opposite route of the one that you basically was given?
Right.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think that you had to deal with that you've bust your ass so your kids don't have to deal with that might, I don't want to say negatively affect them, but might make things more challenging for them?
Man, the only thing I can think of is, I don't think it'll make it more challenging for them. It'll let them know, like, I make sure the lights stay on. Like,
okay.
Like, I've lived without electric for a while. And like, I know that shit's a pain in the ass. I know it's like, it's scarring in a way. Cause like, once I actually went through that position and felt that, I was like, yo, when I get older and I'm on my own stuff, like, I'm not letting nothing get cut off.
Right.
Like, it's a struggle to try and actually live without electric. Like, that's
especially in today's day.
yeah, especially in today's day. So that's like that was a big thing. But I don't think it's something that'll make them soft. But I do tell them about that. Like
Okay.
I let them know like all the stuff you have is not free. Like we work hard, we pay a lot.
Right.
Like we pay a lot of money for everything that you got. Like
Oh, I guess I got tired of Zach.
Facts.
Your friends over here.
But nah, we work hard to make sure that they don't see any of the things that we've seen when we was younger. Like that's not a way to live. And I always make sure I instill in them like make sure that you do this, this, and that. Like make sure you pay your stuff on time. Make sure you don't let nothing get behind. Make sure you work hard when you're at work, because all of that goes into whether or not you're going to have stuff in your life.
Right.
Like, and it's very important. And that's something I always put on them.
Let me ask you, damn, I had a question. I thought of something while you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you. Let's say your son's 12 now, right?
Yeah.
Let's say he goes to college, right? You guys help him go to college. And he's 29.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still living in your house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, maybe you constructed your basement, you gave up your
My
man cave for him to stay,
yeah.
for him to have his own privacy as an adult.
Right.
And you don't really see him making any headway or trying.
Mm-hmm.
How long would you allow him to live there? Because I don't think anybody's
long.
going to put their kids out in the house, out on the street.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put him out on the street, but I definitely would. I would make him learn.
Okay.
Like, he's not going to be able to not have a job, not be working, not like just after college, just be sitting there in the house and not doing anything. Like,
right.
He's going to be productive. Like, I'm gonna make him be productive. Like,
okay.
Not forcefully. Like, I'm gonna punch him in his. Nah, I'm not. I'm not
right.
gonna beat down on him and be like, yeah, go get a job. But I'm gonna make sure. And I just feel like we do good with raising our kids. Like, I honestly don't think that's ever going to be something that I have to worry about. Because he's, like, especially right now with school, he's always about, like, we was talking about his grades. He was like, yeah, he was kind of salty. He got all A's and B's and 1 C.
Okay.
And he was salty about that C. I'm like, we understand, like, but he still got honor roll, which is weird because when I was going to school, you either had distinguished or honors. Distinguished was all A's, nothing else.
Right.
And then honors was nothing but A's and B's.
What was the C in? Do you mind me asking?
Social studies.
Okay.
Which I kind of understand.
Yeah.
Because
social studies sucked for me my entire school year until I had a good teacher. You have to have the right teacher.
Yeah.
And I had a teacher in high school, so it took till high school, Mr. O'Neill. Mm-hmm. And he just told you, it wasn't just about remembering dates and facts. He like told you what the climate was and what was kind of going on in America. And even expanded past the textbooks. You know, our textbooks didn't have a lot of color in them.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean the pages. They didn't have a lot of, color and culture and truth about what was going on.
These niggas was using white and black crayons. That's all they had. Motherfucker, it was coloring in black and white, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. But he made it interesting. So I often wonder, like, I met a lady when I worked, and this is just something I never thought of. Because I paid when I was old enough. The rule was if you didn't go to college and you lived in a house, you had to get a job, right? Mm-hmm. And
I agree with that.
I decided to leave school, and I had to go get a job. Well, actually, I had a job, right? But I knew I had to maintain that job once I started leaving school. There was no just sitting home unemployed. And I think even to this day, I've been unemployed twice, ever, and for a short period of time. I never understood when people were like, I'll just go collect unemployment. Like, to me, that was embarrassing. And that's one of those generational differences. Like, I won't, like, yeah, it's funny to say, like, I'll just sit home and collect unemployment, but my pride won't let me just sit home and collect unemployment. Yeah. As nice as it sounds.
Yeah, like, I did that shit once, and I ain't gonna lie. It started off, it was all right, because I was just home collecting money, and then it ended up being some bullshit. Like, I was tired of it. Like, I wanted to actually... Like, I wanted to work. I wanted to be out of the house. Like, I didn't want to be there doing nothing. And I didn't kind of 100% feel right getting money for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that, it just felt weird to me. Yeah. So I ended up getting a job, and it's been going ever since. I got a job at JCPenney. And they didn't tell me until after I got the motherfucking job that I was going to be working 4 hours. like I was going to work to get more hours. Yeah.
Wait.
So they had me coming in 2 fucking days. It was 2 days, and I was there for 4 hours on each day.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be like a full-time job?
Yeah. I got a wife and kids. Like, the fuck am I gonna do with this? So I ended up not going the fuck back. And my dumb ass was still didn't tell unemployment about the whole situation. So they basically was still giving it to me, but you're supposed to report that you had the job. So I guess it ended up getting reported that I had the job. So I ended up having to back pay that couple of months. But the funny thing was, I ended up finding another job by the time they actually stopped the shit. So I looked the fuck up.
Yeah.
I looked up like a motherfucker.
I was wondering if they followed up on that.
Yeah, they followed the fuck up. They found my ass.
Do you believe in spanking children?
Spanking.
See, we called it beating when I was growing up, but I know.
I believe in spanking children. I'm
assuming you were spanked as a child.
Yeah, I was spanked. Not as much as the rest of them, because I watched all.
Well, you're the baby, so they were tired by the time they got around to you.
Nah, that's a fact. But I still knew my mom ain't play that shit. She always told me, even if I got to stand on the table with a 2x4, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Because we was always bigger than her, and she let us know, like, I don't give a damn. Like, but
do you see the benefit in it? And I'll tell you why. Like, my mother had raised us with a heavy hand too, and I'm grateful for it. And so with my first child, and the first child, I'm the oldest. It sucks for us because your parents ain't never had no kids before us. So everything they do is experimental. Yeah. Right. And I wasn't a bad kid, but I got my ass beat when I did something I wasn't supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started when Rahmonn was born. I raised him the same way. And one time I leaned down to go give him a hug. I forget how old he was. And he cowered away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, fuck you do that for? And I know because he thought he was in trouble or something. And it made me change my parenting style 100%.
Right.
Because there's definitely...
I mean, you probably was doing a little too much, motherfucker.
Not more than my mother. I got beat with a Crisco bottle once. She caught me fucking up in the kitchen. She was cooking. She reached for the shit and hit it with me. So
I know you probably caught the flip-flop before too, didn't you?
Flip-flop.
Launched that bitch across the street.
I remember I started crying as soon as I heard we had that rickety closet in the apartment we lived in. You hear that closet open and you hear her moving the hangers over to get the belt out. And I already be crying because I knew it was coming. And the one time I put my hand up to protect my face. Oh, you trying to hit back?
Oh,
and I got my ass whooped.
Yeah. That's it.
So, like, I think there's value in it because it shaped who we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like we were talking about joking last week that I need therapy. I do because what impact has it had on me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I never wanted. No, I don't think anybody normally in normal circumstances wants to disappoint their parents.
Yeah.
But if you're afraid that you're going to go to your parent and maybe get an ass whooping or yelled at because of the way you think about something, it might make you less inclined to go talk to them about something. And so I've always tried to do it the opposite way. And it's funny, of 3 children, only really one takes advantage of that ability to talk stuff through me, talk to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love me and Chris's relationship because we're so close. We could talk about anything. I don't pass judgment on him. And even there was one time he got in trouble before he was going into the military.
Mm-hmm.
And while everybody yelled at him about it, I just called him and said, listen, I know you don't need to be yelled at anymore because everybody from your grandmother to your aunt have yelled at you. I'm just going to say, you told me you wanted to do something with your life. And this decision that you recently made is going against that. Mm-hmm. So I just want you to think about your decisions and how it fits into your plan.
Yeah.
And I think because we think similar, he probably appreciated that more than just blindly yelling at him.
Yeah.
And not to say that kids don't need to be yelled at sometimes.
Nah,
right?
yeah. Occasionally they do. Like with my son, like we've always told him, like, you can come to us about anything, like be honest with us. Like we're here for the best benefit for you. Like we're not going to judge you. At times we may want to understand your thought process on it. Right. But other than that, we're not going to judge you about it. We're just going to try to not correct you, but teach you the ways that you need to be taught so you know how to react in certain situations.
Who's a disciplinarian in your house?
It's a mix. Well, kind of me.
Okay.
Because I don't got patience.
Okay.
I don't got patience for none of that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I don't got patience for none of that shit.
Okay.
And what I have even worse patience for is disrespect to her. So like that's even more like that will send me over. But But I be on their ass. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Not circling back, but like when I look at you guys' relationship and how you covet and protect, it makes me want to be a better man. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm a terrible guy, but I'm like that when I think I replied to the comment that you're a shining example. You really are a shining example.
Yeah.
Because you truly covet your right. And I know that's not what we're talking about, but it crossed my mind because you're not gonna stand for anybody, even your children, disrespecting
like,
your
I
kids.
don't care who it is. Like, that's the number one. Like, do not, like, I tell people, I don't give a fuck what you say to me. Do not disrespect my woman. That's literally, that's where I draw the line at.
You pulling up.
I don't give a damn. Like, I asked her, yo, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? And she was like, all right, leave it alone. It's nothing. All right, I'll leave it alone. But I'm not she's the calmer one. She's the nicer one. And that's what I need because that helps me tame all this extra shit that's inside of me. So I know I got anger issues.
But do you think it's because you I'm trying to think how to say it without throwing a pause it, but because you're so even toned most of the time that you're like, you keep, it's no other way to say it. You keep taking it in. Pause. And so you get super angry because you've allowed it to get to a point.
Yeah. And that's one of my biggest problems. Because I don't a lot of times, like still to this day, I don't say how I feel all the times. And that's part of the problem because she'll keep asking me and my dumb ass, nothing, I'm good. Nothing, I'm good. And then I just get pissed and then that's when it turns into something else. But nah.
You got to speak up. I've had somebody tell me one time, you complain a lot. I was like, I don't complain a lot. I tell you how I feel. So you never have to guess where we stand.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
up to you to make a decision how you react to that information.
And that's her approach. Like, and that's the thing. And that's why I love her so much, is because that's making me try to make that approach. Because if it wasn't for her, I'd shut everybody out. Like, I wouldn't care.
Tell me one time I pissed you off at work. We worked together. If I ever did, I don't know.
One time, nah, you ain't never pissed me off.
Would you have told me though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have just told me the way I'm am when I'm at work. I just tell you, yeah, this has to be done, and I just leave it alone. Like that's the most I do. Like I'm not gonna ruffle feathers or do any of that extra stuff. But nobody really upset me. Only time I get upset is when people complain about the work that has to be done, but it just has to be done.
Right.
So me complaining isn't going to make it go away. I still have to take care of this stuff. So
okay,
it's just when they're repetitive.
Sorry, back to our kids for our audience yells at us for switching gears too much. Is there anything you worry about your kids not being able to do because they didn't have to endure something you had to do as a child?
Nah, my kids are smart. I feel like they're going.
But I think there's some, like, my mother kept us in the house, right?
Yeah.
So, and we went to private school because she wanted us to have a good education. We grew up in Newark, New Jersey. And it wasn't until high school for me that I started taking the bus on my own, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of street smarts I had to quickly gather because I had always been, sheltered.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. And so, again, when you think about the things that we protect our kids with, Zach, can you edit this fly out? Yo, real quick, what the fuck is up with Delaware? See, in New Jersey, it has to be like warm for like a week or two before you start seeing insects again.
Down here,
it gets 1 degree over 50 degrees, and the bees are back, the flies are back.
Yeah, all that.
The spiders are back.
Spiders are back. Like, yeah, as soon as it gets a little warm here,
anyway,
they come out here breakdancing and shit.
So I think even from a workplace, because I worked so young, right? I had work experiences, I had bosses. So once I got into the professional work, so, like big, I used to call my big boy job. My first job was at the hospital. I worked in an admitting office.
Right.
I think I fared better in a work environment because I had worked so long. So you take the child who doesn't work, goes to college, and they're ready to get out and pursue their career. And you see a lot of times when we hire people, right? Mm-hmm. They come in, they've been there a month. All right, how do I get promoted? Well,
yeah,
you've only been here a month.
Facts.
And I remember noticing that like 10 years ago that you started seeing these people like, I want to be an assistant manager now. You've been here like 2 months. Like, you don't even know wait, And I think it attributes to, think about things, right? If I wanted to know, like today we had an argument about what was more valuable, emeralds or diamonds. And I told Zach that I would publicly say he was correct, and emeralds were more valuable than diamonds.
Yeah.
But I was able to ask an echo. I don't want to say it and turn it on. I was able to ask AI and get an answer seconds.
Mhm.
If I wanted to know that when I was a kid, I had to get up, get dressed, catch a bus, go to the library if the library was open, do research, go find the books, read it, and then finally eventually find out.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to call a girl, you didn't have direct access to them. You had to call the house, hope that somebody wasn't on the phone because we didn't have call waiting yet, and talk to them. So there were steps where everything today is instant.
I thought my man said he was going to go to the payphone. That's what I thought. I ain't going to lie. I'm sorry. That's what I was thinking.
We did have payphones.
My fault.
So everything's instant. So the things in life that are important, like relationships, take time.
Mm-hmm.
And so because they're used to getting everything so quick, it takes time. Even down to these iPads. Like when I see kids with iPads, I don't know if I'm hating a little bit. Because you weren't allowed to have nothing that. Can you imagine being 5 years old and being given an $800,000, $900,000 device?
Yeah.
To keep you.
Yeah. Yeah. My baby got a tablet, but she ain't getting nothing that goddamn expensive. The
right.
fuck?
So let's say your son doesn't, Chris worked.
Mm-hmm.
He worked. He wanted more money than what was allowed to him. So he went. He started.
That's
sweeping.
a good trait. Shit.
My older two didn't work. My oldest worked when he got to college, and then my youngest hasn't had a job, and he's about to graduate college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So will he be as equipped when he goes into the workforce as we were when we went to the professional workforce? Because we had been working and had other jobs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's little things like that I think we can raise them right. And that was the point about taking the bus that I missed 20 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. I had to quickly learn street smart. I did say it.
Yeah, you said that.
And so similarly in the work environment, there are going to be some things that you have to learn. And you see that these kids are missing, even down to when they come for an interview.
Yeah.
For a job.
Man, they don't give a damn. They be pants sagging, got on a fuck life shirt and shit. Like
no resume,
like nothing. Like,
and I never clown them. I always take the opportunity to educate them.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, tell me about yourself. Well, I'm 21. I have 4 kids. Hold on. Just in case anybody ever tells you, you don't have to ever disclose your age or anything about your family. Your kids,
yep.
I just wanted you to know.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I just wanted you to know. You know what I mean? Or like somebody we hire, like, hey, just so you know, when you come to an interview, you should, because I think people genuinely don't know.
Yeah. My man, he asked my man, how you get ready for this interview? He said, I woke up this morning.
Oh, you remember that?
Brushed my teeth, got dressed. Then I had to catch the bus up here. I catched the 22. So, motherfucker was, I'm like, no, how did you like get yourself together for this interview?
Like, I don't think people research anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think your kids are going to do great at because they haven't had the struggle?
My kid's going to, sounds cliche, but my kid's going to be great at everything. Like, no matter what they put their mind to. Because my son, he's very fluent with school. He wants to get honor roll. He even told me he's going to get that C up. He's going to have honor roll all year. Like, he told this to me. I didn't say you should. Like, like he said, I'm going to have it all year. Like, I got it. Like, it's like, it's very easy with my kids. That's the one thing that I do love. Like, I don't have to, besides my daughter. She's the hard-hitting one.
Okay.
Because I think it's because my son was so easy, they made my daughter.
Right.
My daughter.
There's like, you got to get a taste of all the aspects of parenting.
Yeah. My daughter is a handful, but she is very smart and she tries to make you think she don't know what she knows. And that's the part that annoys me.
Oh, she got a little manipulation in there.
Yes. Very, very much so. Well, I love her to death. It's my twin, but she is evil.
I think my sons will fare well because I think when you grew up and you had the struggle or you watched your family struggle, when you become an adult, you're less adverse to take risk. And there's so many things that I wanted to do or wanted to try when I was younger, and I just wouldn't, like, job-wise, right? Because like, gotta be safe, got a family, can't really risk this income. I need to know that this job gives this a level of benefits and this is the copay and they pay this much and I get paid this time a week. I can't really Like, I think I would be great at car sales. I used to always think it.
Now you good as shit at sales. I be seeing you.
But back then, I would never attempt it because a lot of those are all commission, or it's like a draw where you have to sell so much to continue to keep the money that they gave you to kind of float you. But I wouldn't take any risk.
Mm.
And even, you know, it took me to like late in my 30s to start taking risk on things.
Yeah.
And so I hope that not having the struggle the same as we did, that they are less risk aversion. Like, if you want to try something, fuck it, try it.
Mm.
If it doesn't work, you figure out how to fix it and try it again. And if that doesn't work, maybe move on to something different.
Facts. It's all about you trying what you actually believe you can do. And even if it's something that you don't think you can do, work at it, aim for it. Like, it all depends on your take on if you truly have the passion to do whatever you're trying to do.
Right.
Like, that's 100%. And like, your passion is everything. If you ain't got no passion for what you're doing.
They say hard work will beat talent every time.
Facts.
Because hard people will just keep trying that to be good.
Yep.
Let's see. I had a question to ask you. It's a meme, unrelated, but I wanted to ask this because it actually made me angry when I saw it. So it was a meme, and it said, it was a girl, and she was saying that a man can't order appetizers or a dessert because it's feminine. Did I send that to y'all?
Yeah, I've seen that. First of all,
I'm like, if I want a piece,
I was about to say
a fucking cheesecake.
My ass loves strawberry cheesecake, so fuck out of here.
I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake at nighttime, real late at night. Cheesecake could do, man. Top it up before you go to sleep. Just the regular one, original.
What does that taste like? Just full on cheese?
It tastes like cheesecake. Sensational.
But
Like-
where did that come out that that's not masculine to order cheesecake?
Like, cause first of all, I'm
Order-
paying for this. I'm gonna get me a cheesecake.
Order
Like,
whatever the fuck I want.
No, I'm supposed to take a piece of what you ordered. What? No, I'm a grown man. I need my own. The fuck?
Joey doesn't share food.
Joey. That's facts, though, and I don't understand where that mindset comes from.
It's all these other little things, but I think I'll start my final thought because I'm gonna ask you and then I'm gonna forget mine. But I think you have to have a clever balance. I think even as a parent, like in that example I gave you, where how long do you let your kids stay? I think maybe having a timeline. And that's what I was gonna say earlier and I forgot. There was this lady that I worked with, and she had her son pay rent. But what was different is the money that he paid didn't go into the school, didn't go into the house. She put it in a savings account. And he had lived there, I want to say 5 to 10 years. I don't know the amount of time, but whatever the amount of time was when he was moving out and getting married, he had a huge nest egg that he wasn't aware he was there. So I like that, right?
Smart.
I like that because she made him pay rent to understand that to live somewhere, it's not free.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you know, she was straight and her family didn't need it. So she put it in, you know, she could have spent it, paid her car note, whatever. She put it in an account, and this dude had no clue and had this huge nest egg.
Right. That is smart.
Right?
That's very smart. Because when it gave him that understanding of discipline and of responsibility, and then he also had something to fall back on once he actually ended up leaving.
Yeah.
So that's smart.
Which reminds you that saving is important.
Yeah,
'cause I'm
saving
sure-
is important.
Yeah. But I think everybody should work. I think everybody should have some kind of a part-time job.
Yeah, if you're able to, you should work.
Yeah.
Like if I understand.
And
if you-
retail.
Huh?
I
I feel like everybody should spend some time in retail. Yeah, they definitely should spend some time in retail, and you got to be the right retail. Like,
no, I think
like Walmart. Work at Walmart for a while.
I don't even want to go. I don't even want to shop in Walmart.
I worked there. Facts. Wally World's ass.
I've been
Yeah,
to
I did.
Walmart.
Motherfucker went straight to my big ass forehead, cuz.
It's probably the light that's
Facts.
attracting it.
Motherfucker think my forehead a buzz zapper and shit, cuz.
I think it's the lights they're attracted to. So, what's your final thought, sir? We wrap this up and get out of this fly infested room. I'm mad dramatic.
I know that shit pissing you off. That's why you dramatic.
Like, you're messing up my shot. Our video's ruined now.
Fuck that. We work with everything. Nigga, we gonna do whatever we got to.
Facts.
But yeah, final thoughts. Love your family. work hard, and aim for the stars.
Send your kids to work in a retail store. 6
Facts.
months
6 months
minimum.
Nah, give them a year.
I'd say 6 months to a year, but because you don't want to kill their dream too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Nah. Fuck that. Get them a year.
well, thank you guys for tuning in again. It's been awesome being able to sit here and talk with you, brothers.
Yep. I appreciate it.
It's a great day today, man.
Facts. It's been a good day.
Usually Zach's pretty quick on cutting the
I know.
camera off.
I know, Zach. Oh,
Huh?
we ain't fully wrap it off. That's why.
He's right. We forgetting shit. See,
It's all right.
you know
though.
what, audience? I'm apologize. I'm supposed to be doing notes, and I had trouble picking the topic this week.
Yeah, we was almost at a standstill, but it's all right.
Yeah, we was just about to play spades on camera or something.
Facts.
But so that's why I'm forgetting points. But anyway, if you're checking us out on YouTube, you can also listen on your favorite podcast platform. And if you're listening, you could watch us on YouTube, Fight This Fly.
Facts.
And where can they interact with us on social medias?
At Warm the Crib, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. At Warm the Crib, across all platforms.
Not right here.
It needs to be right here.
But it's not.
It's not. It's never right there.
Never.
It's never right there.
Shout out to Zach.
Facts.
Zachariah Films.
But it is what
in
it
the
is.
building.
We out here working. We got it.
Yes.
Well, I'll at y'all next time.
Have a great week. Peace.